money them do want me give them to, you know. And my lady will give them money and I tell them, say, no, I don't give them no money, you know. I don't give them no money, Rasta. You know, see, because them go around the corner and I go on like this and I go on like that. All the woman is involved in it. I don't give them no money. You know, see. It was terrible. The corruption that come from the two ways. The government has set laws and the police have broke the law. Police are rape woman and all them something there. A carry woman go ATM machine for draw out them money. Police are charged for murder in a uniform. Nowadays you drive and you see all the man a wave down your car like him about police. You don't even know if you have to drive past him and lick him down or stop. Because you say, baby, suppose you stop at a gunman. But it's really gunman still, but just at them in a uniform. And some of them they have a whole heap of police uniform and run up and down the place now. I mean, I say, suppose you stop and I know police. But then again, suppose you stop and a police. you kind of know, you're damn if you do, or you're damn if you don't. And that's right there. Welcome to Jamaica, man. Welcome to Jamaica. And this is what we call, people say a jam down. People say a jam down. I tell you.
And so, the Privy Council, having considered the written submissions, decided to refuse the application for leave to adduce the fresh evidence, that is the evidence that they wanted to bring before the Privy Council to try to establish that there was some improper interference with the cellular phone of Mr. Palmer while it was in the custody of the police. So they refused permission to do that.
The informative information presented in this video is motivational and is positively aimed at inspiring, educating and entertaining the viewers with the cutting edge of critical reasoning. If you enjoy the contents on the Black Radar YouTube channel, please consider subscribing to show your support.
And how have you been?
I have been totally okay. And I'm even more okay now that I hear your voice. You know? All right, so we could talk about this thing. You know, I get a press release here, but the press release, if you just read the press release and don't get it from the lady's mouth, I would be doing injustice to it. So that is why I call you, because I don't want to just read the press release. It's about the Privy Council refusal to the application for leave to argue additional grounds in the case of Sean Campbell, Adita Palmer, Kaira Jones, and Andre St. John. I want you to really explain to the IRFM listeners. It's a total different kind of listeners, them. The IRFM listeners. What is this happening here now? Because there's a lot of true things that happen. Say, boy, I'm not going to come out of jail now because they refuse this and refuse that. So you are the best person to...
Well, the thing about it is, I'm just a humble, how should I put it, prosecutor who is going to make an attempt to explain. The thing is, you know that Mr. Palmer and other persons were convicted of murder at the trial. Then the matter went to the appeal court. They appealed conviction and sentence. And you had many days of arguments between their lawyers and lawyers for the Crown, for the prosecution. At the end of the day, the judges upheld the conviction and sentence. However, there were arguments in law where their lawyers sought to persuade the Court of Appeal to give them what we call leave to appeal to the Privy Council in England. The Privy Council, according to our structure, legal structure, is still the highest appellate body for Jamaica. So the Court of Appeal in Jamaica did grant leave on certain grounds, and allowed them to appeal to the Privy Council. Now, along the way, while the matter is there waiting to be heard in England before the Privy Council there. The lawyers in England and here for Mr. Palmer and the other accused asked permission of the court in Jamaica for the cell phone, which is at the heart of the Crown's case, the cell phone belonging to Mr. Palmer, to be examined by their expert. The court here granted that permission on the condition that the cell phone is to be examined in the presence of the expert, the cyber expert, prosecution. So they were able to examine the phone. So what they did is sought leave from the Privy Council, and they did this in writing. So at the Privy Council, at the Court of Appeal here too, you have to submit written submissions. Then the Privy Council now will decide whether they need to hear from you. So written submissions were submitted by Mr. Palmer's lawyers as well as the lawyers in England for the Crown to do what we call adduce fresh evidence. That is fresh evidence from the expert, their expert who examined the phone. And also they decided to seek permission of the Privy Council to advance or to argue additional grounds that they didn't argue in the Court of Appeal in Jamaica as part of their application for leave, permission to go to the Privy Council. So detailed submissions were submitted by the lawyers for the appellants, as Mr. Palmer and the others, as well as lawyers for the Crown. And we have English barristers as well in England acting for the Crown. And so the Privy Council, having considered the written submissions, decided to refuse the application for leave to adduce the fresh evidence, that is the evidence that they wanted to bring before the Privy Council to try to establish that there was some improper interference with the cellular phone of Mr. Palmer while it was in the custody of the police. So they refused permission to do that, and they also refused permission for his lawyers to advance additional grounds of appeal in respect of which permission had not been previously granted by the Court of Appeal in Jamaica. So with that, there remains the substantial appeal against conviction and sentence, which will be heard by the Privy Council at an appointed date.
All right, so I can ask you a question. This thing around the cell phone was what Adidja Palmer lawyers was wanted to advance in the court, or they passed that already in the local court. The local court did already throw it down.
No. So what happened? Remember, the prosecution centered a lot of its case on the contents of the cell phone, the voice notes, and that sort of thing.
Yes.
So at the Privy Council, I mean, this thing has gone now. It has gone through Court of Appeal, and at the Privy Council, his lawyers now wanted permission to adduce what we call in law fresh evidence. So whatever the expert found and has put in a report, they wanted to be able to call the expert who would swear on the Bible or affirm, as the case may be, and give that evidence to the Privy Council up there, or so put the written report before them. So that is what they refused, as well as additional grounds that they had formulated.
So you have any idea what the new evidence would be or could be?
Well, what would happen, is that written submissions, perhaps it would be what the expert found, but written submissions of this would be put before the Privy Council. And the reason why it was not available at the time of the trial. Because there's a concept in law called fresh evidence. Also at the appellate court in Jamaica. So for it to be able to pass muster, it would have to have not been available at the time of the trial. And it would have to be credible, basically. So it is for the Privy Council, having looked at the written submission, to decide as a matter of law whether they could give that permission as a matter of law. Because remember, Mr. Mutabaruka, when we're dealing with law, some people think that the law can be an act, but when you're dealing with law, it's an objective situation. It's not about how you feel or whether the person who is appealing is popular. It's about what the case law that has been decided over the years, what it has to say on the point, and the material that the lawyer, whether for the Crown or for the defense, is going to put before the Privy Council to say, this is why, and this is the case law that supports that. So they looked at all the written submissions and they refused those applications.
What Adija Palmer lawyers are asking for, is there a precedence to that they could bring to the Privy Council or the court down here?
Well, if you're looking at the concept of fresh evidence, it's a concept known to law. The concept of fresh evidence, it's a concept, well-known concept known to law. But the thing is, whether the material or what they're seeking to advance as the reason why they didn't put it forward before, or of what import it's going to be in the scheme of things, it's whether, as far as the judges are concerned, it is justified by the case law, or whether the case law can be cited to justify them giving. If they don't find that the case law, the objective case law, and the material presented, that it match, then they are not going to allow you.
Okay.
It has happened here in Jamaica.
So what will happen now? What will happen now? What
happens? They having refused these applications. The main substantive appeal now against conviction and sentence will be heard by the Privy Council at a date that they will set. You understand? So it's a substantive appeal now, where they are saying, based on this evidence, based on this particular ground of appeal that we are advancing, we should not have been convicted and we should not have, and therefore the sentence should be set aside. So what they want is for the conviction to be quashed and the sentence set aside. But when you are in the appeal court, it's not a trial of the case all over again. That's like when the jury sit and hear the evidence and hear the witnesses give the testimony and hear cross-examination. That is not what happens on appeal. On appeal, it's all about the law. Right? So you will have about 5 judges at the Privy Council who will sit and listen to arguments in law, looking at the circumstances of the evidence that was put forward, but arguments only in law would be made by the attorneys, the lawyers for both sides, both for the appellant and for the Crown. And
so is there any time granted this thing would proceed or continue, or I'm have to sit down there another 7 years to find out?
No. I mean, the thing is that I would think somewhere before the end of the year. That may be set for their calendar, because remember they have other cases that they have to hear from other countries in the Caribbean, from countries in Asia. They have other other cases that they have to hear. So they are the ones who set the calendar, and then they notify the lawyers on both sides.
Well, you have made it clear. I mean, you said better than if I just read it off of the paper. You know, so
okay.
Yeah, so we give thanks. We give thanks for your contribution here. And you are still the director of public prosecution.
Yes, when last I checked, I'm still the director of public
prosecution. Because I heard some squabbling going around the place. That it's time you go because of your age.
And you know, I went to the gym this morning.
Oh yes.
Mutabaruka. I went to the gym this morning because I tried to do a little walking and lift a little weight, something, and somebody said to me, "Boy, Miss Llewellyn, what a way your age going all over the place." I said, "But what is a very good thing is that everybody says, but you look much younger than what you actually are." I think
all right.
I like to smile.
Yes,
right? And God has been good to me in terms of my genes. And I'm going to leave you with this. I tell the story all the time. A few years ago, about 3-4 years after I become DPP, maybe 5 years, and I'm in the supermarket, Mutabaruka, and a man comes up to me and says, "You know, I love your smile. I'm glad to meet you, man. I see you on the TV. I'm glad to meet you." I said, "Okay, you know, that's nice." So I noticed that he wasn't moving. So I looked at him now. I said, "Is everything all right?" He comes up to me close and look in my face and say, "But what a way the stress agree with you." Right? So God is good to me. And perhaps it is. I work very hard. I work long hours into the night. I go to court. Sometimes in some really tough cases, I supervise 57 lawyers at my office.
Oh.
They prosecute all over the island of Jamaica in the Court of Appeal, gun court. Sometimes I go to court in different parts of the island too, because I lead from the front, and I am accountable for all decisions made by counsel in my name and on my behalf.
Okay.
So, and then
you're the head cook and buckle watcher. You're the head cook and buckle watcher.
I'm accountable. I'm accountable to the public of Jamaica because your taxes pay my salary.
Okay.
But God continues to be good to me and I'm grateful that somehow the stress seems to agree with me. It's like that's my makeup.
Okay, give thanks, you know.
I give thanks all the time. So all the very best to you and your listeners at RFM, and you have a good afternoon and take good care of yourselves. Okay, bye.
That was Miss Paula Llewellyn, and she's the Director of Public Prosecution, kind of breaking it down for the listeners about this new development in the Vybz Kartel case, even though it's not him alone. You know, it's like when them say SSL thief the money them, so it's not Ungo Bolt alone money, but because him is the main factor in it. People always call the Vybz Kartel case. Gambler also, Kaira Jones and Andre St. John. That is the case that is in question here. So we'll be hearing more of it. As you should say, by the end of this year, we have to call her back to hear what is going on with this case, because a whole heap of people are champion it. Whole heap of people. We say some things are happening now where a whole heap of people is upset with. I don't know about if I upset still, but it's a people thing where the government supposed to call a election and them decide them to put it off till next year. The thing where I listen to is the excuse where them give for not keeping the election. Given that I hear sweet mouth Nigel, the Minister of Finance, attacks the economy is on the move again, and how much $1 billion they make, and this and this and that, and them going to make. And the opposition are bad, and I say, but why not use that as excuse Why would I use what going on in the world as an excuse to keep an election? And me really agree with them still because, you know, when the COVID did that, it big. And people that said, don't call, the majority of people that said, don't call no election in the middle of the COVID. Them called the election in the middle of the COVID, the general election. And that was not a problem. Now the local election are called and them put it off again. And the people them vex about that. Why? What is the real reason for them not calling the election? Because obviously it's not what them tell me. It's definitely not what them tell me. I wonder if them feel them in a good standing. It no look so to me because the way the thing I go, the PNP party look like them not really know if them a come or go. Them just make certain wild statement and thing and hope say it connect with the people them. But it take more than that for connect with the people them. You need charisma. Mr. Golden, you need some charisma when you attack. Most PNP leaders have a certain charisma. We grab the people them even if them a tell them lie. And I find say him do have that drive, that push for connect with the ordinary people them. I don't know why that is. But him need some of that for connect. But I shall not repeat what she had told me. I shall not repeat what she just told me. But it's true too. It's true too. You know, it's like, how the hell things cannot go on so bad? And your party now move ahead in the consciousness of the people them to say as an alternative. Look how much mistake and blind mistake and all the things them where are going wrong. Most things are going wrong. The crime, the accident, that corruption. Yeah, woman walk. Hey, no, me tell you the truth. Oh, me can't know them people there, sir. A woman a work in a bank and she go in the vault and take out $30 million and tell people that she gone for lunch. She gone for lunch with $30 million and end up in a Canada, Rasta. How is that possible? Boy, woman, boy, I love know your Rasta. What if she have any man? No, that woman, they are genius. Hey, don't make me laugh, they laugh at Shane and Shane. You're going to make me not do the floor. Shane, I give me some joke in a few years there. No, seriously. How a woman can walk out a bank with $30 million and say she gone for lunch. And everybody are trying to figure out how she not come back. Them looking at the toilet, them not see her. Them look which part she use to eat, them not see her. Uncle feels the woman there Canada, $30 million. Wow. Sometimes you know it's criminality, you know, but you have the hope say, yeah, at God, my brethren say, wish her well. You know, me not believe it. You know, we kind of not believe it, you know. $35 million, even if it's $5, even if it's what them call $5,000 bill, enough bill that, you know. But guess what, no? Everybody's under scrutiny right now. Except that woman there. Because maybe she's not scrutinized some people too in the bank. Maybe she don't watch some people at the bank too, you know. We're working at the bank. But put for that joke aside. This is not the right time now for us skank nothing because you're going to get caught. Yeah, them are tighten up them security. Sagicor, JNB, NCB, all of them are tighten up them security because of where going on now. So, no, don't bother try it. You're going to get caught, Rasta. And please, me have little money in a NCB there. Please, just enter your name there. Just go cross and bypass it. You hear? Yes, just bypass it. Do please. But really and truly, Jamaica reach a stage, and now we hear them say, at least the People's National Party, a complain. Them come like some miserable nenge woman, you know. And them no nenge if you make you do something different. Them nenge if you just say, shut your mouth and move from here. Me not help, me not stop doing me I do. Yeah, because him a nenge, him just a nenge, and him now make no hidden way. Nobody now take him serious. Me talk about Golden. Nobody now take him serious because me I say, when him talk, it just sound like, you know, me don't know how it sound. It sound like a man just sit down in a park and talk to himself about the day's runnings. Him not talk to the people, them. It not connect. Mr. Golden, trust me, you're not connecting. You're not connecting. As a matter of fact, where the youth are named Damian Crawford, Damian Crawford is a more charismatic person in other party there. When him attack, you have to listen. Seriously, when the youth attack, you have to listen. When the leader of the opposition attack, you say, "Cho, let me just go sit down." You need to go to a school, go study how to talk to a gathering of people or the public, because you just not connect. Trust me, me not say me not like you. It has nothing to do with not like you. It just has something to do with your connection and how you speak. All when I try to talk in the Jamaican thing, it's still at that time it don't connect. You go in and try to talk like Jamaican. At that time it don't connect. It's so like a foreigner will come down and I try to integrate like some of them white people when they're on the beach. When you say, "Yo, what happened?" They must say, what's happening? And they don't know what to say. I saw him sound. We want to talk to the people them because we see say a whole heap of people are complaining about this new road thing. There's aspect of it that one would claim to be really terrible upon the people them, like the seat business and the towing business. I don't agree with that towing thing. They say you can't make another man tow you, you know. You have to get chuck. You know how much chuck costs to tow you, especially if you're there a certain place. Suppose you're there at a place with dark and your brethren live near. Why you can't call your brethren and say, "Come tow your car, come in my yard," and put it down till the next morning? The job business. Yes, it needs some discipline because you know. You see that loud noise when me hear people talk about it loud noise. Me stay in my yard and hear some car, not truck, not bus, you know. When them a come down the road, you know, it sound like it's base odyssey. Me tell them, say, who tell these youth, say, people want to know where them are playing at them car? Really? What kind of indiscipline? What kind of thing that will make a man turn up himself so high? That means they way over the bush and hear him car a thump down the place and come down the road. And all the funeral, what them call them, the thing they will carry the funeral hearse. There's certain things that me say I go on the road. That me I say, why it have to be like that? Why it have to be like that? Why we like Backromass a foreman them overway? You know, see it? And we behave like, say, we have to have them overway with a whip. Them put on uniforms of brutality and scout around the road to see what we are do. And if we back shuffle out a Backromass things, the foreman just grab you and say, "No, look you know, you have to go pay Backromass some money." You know, see it? So when a man play the sound, play him, make him speak at them, we're supposed to have the car glass, with a glass supposed to let us input speaker there and turn it outside. He must turn it in and can't turn it outside. And I play it like says it's beside the sea or Sturgava come down the road. It's a 9, just like the bike man them. Them a come round and them frighten, almost frighten you. Yes. My brethren said the most graphic of songs. When you tell me sit down in my yard, I mean, which part, me hear them a play from, you know, a way up at the top of the road, you know, I say, but wait, a man really a play that loud like him want me hear it. Why am I drive on the road and I go up the road with them kind of music that I play in him car Like say want everybody hear it. That don't make no sense. Some don't hear them talk nothing about that in them things. Say, if you have them talk about loud music, but you're not supposed to have block your window with speaker box. I want the minister whosoever responsible for it hear what I say. You are not supposed to have block them window with speaker back on the right and speaker back on the left. It's joke business. It's madness, it's craziness. It's weird. Like that man I buy a Benz and have big Mercedes Benz right on the back of the glass. If it's a Benz already, it have the little thing round at the front for no it's a Benz. You don't have to ride Mercedes Benz on the car again. I joke business. I see some weight name there. Some coaster bus I drive like a some moving Oros. Like light all over the place. All underneath the car, the light them there. It's like wait, it's a Oros on wheels this. Oh, states so Rasta. Why we need these people to have whip over every time to do the right thing? You know how much man me see now with helmet? The helmet there for wear, you know. You know how much man me see since them say that, you know how much of them are drive with helmet. So where are them helmet there? Me know say no chimney them that use it as. It makes for wear upon your head and the pillion rider for wear upon the head. Why we stay so? I'm going to tell them, I say these pillion riders, they must stop man from ride upon the back of bike, and just you only female and children should have ride upon them thing a pillion, because most of the murder them go on drive by. It's a bike man do it. It's a pillion rider do it. Another one who ride the bike is a pillion, him having brethren from the back of the bike. Fire 2 shot and them just hit up. Them policemen you can't drive and catch them youth there. Because by the time them skid through 2 car, and by the time them turn on them siren for move car out of the road, nobody now move out of the road because them say, well, them police make so much noise by the road for me now come out of the road. So it's a terrible thing. So me I say there's certain things that we need to do. We need to do it because the thing get away. It's not only the bad driving, it's also the bad walking. Them run cross road anyway. And if you come down and them know in the walkway, in the pedestrian crossing, and you come down upon them, it's like them stop and walk us, yo. Go tell you one way for this and one way for that. And at them see the light mark red. And them see a car come down the road. And them are going to take the chart now. Them now run across the road now. When I walk and I use them cell phone and I walk across the road. Cell phone, me see it happen on Canton Spring Road, I go over Tropical Plaza. From the plaza over the other side to the next plaza over the other side. The pedestrian crossing, they're right in front of the exit to come out of the plaza. And a portion of car come along the road. And the woman them, especially the woman them a walk across the road and a talk on them cell phone like, what you know, I forgot wait, and the thing says stop. The thing says they must stop. And what kind of people them this Rasta? The thing they were for rebel against, we not rebel against. And we are rebel against our own safety. We are rebel against our own safety. Why I want you to walk across a pedestrian crossing, a big road like Canton Spring Road, and I walk with him cell phone in his ears, and I talk like this is a Sunday, 5 o'clock in the morning, no traffic not up on the road. A bright day, but whole pack traffic I drive. Oh, we stay so. What we need all the while? We need man to stand up over with belt buckle or whip and make it go on like say we in a cane piece. A joke business. A total joke business. So, me agree with the government in a whole heap of ways to do certain things, to stem it. It can't be everything where them say wrong. Our man have 500 ticket Rasta. Me I drive one day, me seat belt, a policeman stopped me on the road I go Port Antonio there with my seatbelt unbuckle. And the man them give me a ticket. And a long time I don't hear from the man them, long time I don't hear from them. And one day I hear a knocking on my gate. I say, who that? Them say, Mr. Hope, police sir. I say, hey, I'm open the gate. The man say, look here, you have to come down to the station too, because you have a court case tomorrow, man. I say, for what? He say, well, you was stopped in Port Antonio for driving without your seatbelt on. I say, but that's a long time, only just a come. He say, well, you still have to come down to the police station. I say, Bridget, look, I'm going to tell you something now. I live right here, so. You have to pass me to go. I Port Antonio, I carry me go, Not Port Antonio. But the station, one place, yeah, the courthouse of Port Antonio, I carry me go. Because I pass Port Antonio, then they stop me. Then I carry me go, the courthouse where there, a port, where the place name? Anyway, then I carry me go up there. And them have to drive past my yard to go through the junction. And them tell me, me must come sleep in the cell till the morning. To go to the station with them. And me tell them, say, brethren, I can't move and I can't run go nowhere, no brethren. And me, there, so everybody know me. You see, I say, all right, you know, tomorrow morning, I will come down there. I come down at the station. The morning, so I go down at the station and I say, is corporal such and such and such? And they say, no, I'm not here now, but him soon come. I sit down there and wait and him not come nowhere now. Him not come nowhere. And I say, don't wait there. He might come for me and he want me, where want me, don't know. Go up hotel, take charge, drive go up there. I forgot, I'm not going away. I'm not going away. You know, see? So I say, it's weird. Money them do want me give them to, And my lady will give them money. I'm tell them, say, no, I'm not give them no money, I'm not give them no money, Rasta. You know, see, because them a go around the corner and I go on like this and I go on like that. All the woman is involved in it. I give them no money. You know, see. It was terrible. The corruption that come from the two ways. The government has set laws and the police have broke the law. Police are rape woman and all them something there. A carry woman go ATM machine for draw out them money. Police are charged for murder. In a uniform. Nowadays you drive and you see all a man a wave down your car like him about police. You don't even know if you have to drive past him and lick him down. Or stop. Because you say, baby, suppose you stop at a gunman. But it's really gunman still, but just at them in a uniform. And some of them you they have a whole heap of police uniform and run up and down the place now. I say, suppose you stop and I'm not police. But then again, suppose you stop and a police. you kind of know, you do, you're damn if you do, or you're damn if you don't. And that's right there. Welcome to Jamaica, man. Welcome to Jamaica. And this is what we call, people say a jam down. People say a jam down. I tell you. It's the cutting edge again next Wednesday. I think it's the last Wednesday for February, yeah. Black History Month, Reggae Month. We're going to feature something we never did before. I don't know if anybody ever did it before, but we're going to, those of you who young analysts to this program, you might not know a whole heap of the artists them we're going to play because some of them stop record now, some of them pass away. Some of them still a record even though them are come from them time there. We are talking about the DJ them. The DJ them from them time there. You know, the DJ them from King Stitch, Count Makuchuki, your Big Youth, Uri, all of them come right up. You know, Dillinger, Prince Jasbo, Wilton Ire, Herald, Scotch Herald, Ika Mouse, the President, Shelly Thunder. Come right up, Bounty Killer, Bean the Man, Capitan, Ninja Man, Ladies Vybz Kartel. We're going to feature some DJ music tonight. You know, in highlighting the DJ them from them time there and how the DJ music evolved to where they know. You know, DJ, I mean, this jack supposed to play music. But then you have some man who play the music and talk on the sound system. Like when I play music and one attack. And them get the thing I've called toasters, and then them call them DJ. The DJ them now take the mic. Not necessarily a play nothing, but them become the centerpiece in the music. So tonight we're going to pay homage to these DJ who did set the pace from them time there, and it's still a go on.
The informative information presented in this video is motivational and is positively aimed at inspiring, educating and entertaining the viewers with the cutting edge of critical reasoning. If you enjoy the contents on the Black Radar YouTube channel, please consider subscribing to show your support.